and guests. Graduates, please stand. It is now time for the national anthem as presented by senior members of the choir on the video screen behind me. Please stand and remove head cover.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs receding there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. It is my honor as principal of Mountain View High School to welcome you to the commencement exercises of the class of 2020. Parents, loved one, families, and friends, we are indeed fortunate to work with these young people whom you have entrusted to us. Thank you for your partnership in their education. Parents, thank you. Let's give them a hand. I'd also like to thank the following people who work on behalf of all Mountain View students. On the stages with me today, Thompson School District Superintendent Dr. Mark Schaefer, Chief Academic Officer Dawn Huckabee, Chief Operations Officer Todd Piccone, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning Tracy Stegel, and Thompson School District Board members, President Lori Vizda Ward, Vice President Pam Howard, Secretary Mrs. Barbara Cruz, Treasurer Mr. Mark Setter, Dr. Paul Banks, Dawn Kirk, and Stu Boyd. Thank you. Thank you also to my two assistant principals, Don Kotnick and Nate Guarini, as well as the graduation committee members who have taken on the work to ensure that preparations for both our virtual and our in-person ceremonies were well done. Susie Hass, Serena Ramos, Erica Grease, and Kevin Clark in the booth upstairs. I'm sure you have noticed by now how incredible this venue is. Thank you to the vast crew of people, too many to recognize individually, but who have worked tirelessly to prepare the stadium and to ensure that it was ready for this day. The TSD event staff, grounds and maintenance crews, transportation staff, and custodians, they have not only put in incredible hours of tedious work, but they do so with a smile and a willingness to answer any call. Thank you to the unseen folks who made this day a reality. We wish to thank most especially the Mountain View teachers, counselors, and staff. Will you please stand? It is with great pride that I thank these deserving professionals whose dedication to help these graduates throughout their years has been outstanding. To the teachers, counselors, and staff of Mountain View High School, many thanks. Graduates, we are proud to celebrate your successes today. This year is defined to me by this phrase: nothing changes if nothing changes. Indeed, seniors, you have experienced and weathered remarkable change over not only these last few months, but throughout your lives. In our world, many things do require change. And during your senior year together, these have either been sweepingly obvious or painfully highlighted. Among you, I have heard your advocacy for a broad range of societal issues over the last 3 years. May your passion for change intersect with your willingness to drive change in the world around you, big or small. As you leave the relative safety of high school, I hope that you will always engage in areas where you are passionate, and may you never lose that drive to improve the human condition. Please welcome a student whose passion for improving the human condition shines bright. She has served our school as Student Council Vice President and her community as Miss Loveland Valentine. Today, Miss Ashley Arthur is the senior speaker.
Before I get into my speech, yesterday watching Loveland High's graduation, Stormy recalled that we didn't get a class photo. So I'm gonna take a photo of us real quick. All right, smile. From the moment the class of 2020 walked through the tunnel of our teachers on the first day of freshman year, I could tell that we were different, that we were a class more united than the ones before and after us. The class of 2020 stood a bit taller than the others too. You could see it from the very first wish week when we raised more than all the upperclassmen. We were the class that made changes. We knew that high school would be a time that we never forget. So, we made the most of it. From the first senior sunrise at Mountain View to the first annual Powder Puff game in the entire district, we made history. I'm proud to say I was a part of the team that won that game. For me, the memories of high school started in freshman Lisa English. This was where a high school musical actually happened. I mean, if I had $1 for every time "Let's Get Down to Business" was sung in one of my classes that year, I could probably pay for college. But that was only the first year of high school. The last 4 years are now full of recollections from mosh pitting at homecoming to the talent show, which turned into an improv show, highlights from the legendary musicals and plays every year, to throwing flour in the air at the homecoming football game, cheering until our voices got scratchy, from storming the football field after every win against Thompson Valley to watching the solar eclipse sophomore year. From the breaking of the arches during Hokor Court nominations to intense soccer games and tennis matches, high school was full of memories, lifelong memories that we will get to hold on to forever. The class of 2020 is memorable for more than one reason. High school isn't only about learning math, science, social studies, and English. High school was about learning who you are, who you want to be, High school was about taking chances, but it doesn't stop today. Taking chances and finding ourselves is what life is all about. Life is about living every day for that one day, not living it for an unknown future. If there's one thing the class of 2020 learned better than every other class, it is that you never know which day is going to be your last. So hold on to that. For the rest of our lives, keep living and cherishing each and every day for that day. This is what makes life worth living. When you wake up every morning to live simply because you can. When you love each person like they're your last love. When you face your fears head on because you can. When you learn to live freely. So I challenge you, class of 2020, to live today. Be the loudest to cheer at a football or volleyball game. Be the first to try a strange new food. Be the one to dance like the whole room is cheering you on. Sing as loud as you can, even if it's off key. Live off key. Live bravely, live loudly, live recklessly. The joy felt when you start experiencing each and every day is ecstatic. To say yes instead of no is overjoyous. To take in the moments is to be alive. To hold on tight to your memories, but to never stop adventuring is to live. Today is the only day you have. This moment is the only moment you have. So grab it, hold tightly, never let go of it. And I dare you, class of 2020, to live. Thank you.
Mr. Matt Hall is a teacher of English, yearbook, and newspaper at Mountain View High School. He also serves the students of Mountain View as an assistant football and track coach. Selected by the senior class as their staff speaker, please welcome Mr. Matt Hall.
Hi, guys. Okay, so before I get started, I gotta say, holy cow, we're here. We made it. I mean, after everything we've been through, it's pretty cool that we're here on this day together in person. Yes. Dr. Schaefer, board members, distinguished administrators and colleagues, guests, family, and most importantly, graduates, it is my privilege to deliver this year's commencement address to the class of 2020. When I heard that you chose me to give the speech, I was honored, obviously. But then other emotions started to creep in. Sadness, duty, concern. Sadness because lost in all this world-changing madness is the class of 2020. Duty because I need to capture in words what this means to you. And concern because I do not want what is going in the world to dampen your spirit for the future. The adversity you have faced in your short lives is profound. Born into a world shaped by towers falling in New York City, going off into a world shaped by COVID-19. And then to be hit with the global reckoning regarding discrimination. I would like to move on for now and deliver a message that emphasizes the need for resiliency and tells us that life does indeed go on and is shaped by the challenges that you face. We have a tradition in the Hall household. Every summer, one of the first things we sit down and do is binge watch Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. Binge watch Lord of the Rings. Nerdy, I know. But remember, I am an English teacher, and it was a book before it was a movie. In the first installment, there comes a point at the end when Frodo must make a choice. Stay and risk being betrayed by his companions for the Ring of Power, or go off on his own to deliver it to the fires of Mount Doom to save Middle-earth. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to do is decide what to do with the time that is given us. Think about that. Not only is Gandalf the Grey an all-powerful wizard, but he's also got some pretty sound advice. Those times, with Sauron threatening the civilized world, are here in the real world, 2020. And Gandalf's response? Let me paraphrase. When handed difficult circumstances, there are things you can't control, but you can choose how to respond. You must have the resilience to move on and worry about you. The card of fate that has been dealt to you. You can do something amazing. Resilience in the face of adversity is a skill that will serve us all going forward in these uncertain times. As human beings, we must have the ability to adapt to stressful situations, learn from them, and ultimately grow. But, as Gandalf draws the distinction, you must do this with aspects of your life that you have control over. You cannot control things you cannot control. In our infinite quest for knowledge, it is prudent to consult multiple sources. In the meandering inquiry that is life and our search for meaning thereof, there are many wise voices that can guide us. While wizards from fantasy epics are always a source of profound knowledge, we must not forget the common office worker. Another household staple, the office, is full of good advice. You yourselves understand this wisdom as evidenced by your class quote. I am ready to face any challenge that may be foolish enough to face me. Dwight K. Schrute. You know, when you guys chose this quote, the world was a different place. And look how appropriate that quote has kind of become. But let's look at Dwight's plight. He starts off as assistant to the regional manager. Through a series of misdeeds and mishaps, Dwight faced much adversity. Yet he was able to forge the fires of resiliency, with lows including losing both his job and his mentor. Through all this, Dwight's resilience remained resolute. Concussion from crashing your car into a light post at work, trying to save your boss who cooked his foot on a George Foreman grill, doesn't stop Dwight K. Schrute, who was back at work, doing his best to contribute to the world in Dwight's own special way. Dwight's story ended with reward. He did Dwight, and by the end of the series, he achieved his lifelong goal. Follow your dreams, and you too can become regional manager at Dunder Mifflin Paper Company in Scranton, in Pennsylvania. I think after these past few months and gearing up for the near future, resilience is something all of us need to find. Yes, you guys have gotten the short end of the stick. But think about what you can do with this. You, the class of 2020, are young enough and know what you're going into and are entering the world at a time when you can make an impact, when so many others have been blindsided by circumstance. Look at it as an opportunity. As Gandalf would say, this is the time you've been given and you do something great with it. Or, as Dwight would say, face your challenges head on, no matter how big or how foolish they are. These times are trying, for sure, and you should let it define who you are and what you will do going forward. Whether it's wizards or workers, the message is the same. Have the resilience to be strong. Have the resilience to understand that you can only control what you have control over, and how you respond is everything. Have the resilience to be fair. Have the resilience to fight when needed. Have the resilience to do you. Have the resilience to realize that life does indeed go on. Most of all, class of 2020, have the resilience to change the world. Thank you, Mountain View. Congratulations.
Dr. Schaefer, cabinet members, President Vizda Ward, and Thompson School District Board of Education members, the graduates before you have successfully completed all requirements set forth by the state of Colorado and the Thompson School District Board of Education. And I hereby confer on these individuals the Mountain View High School diploma with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. To you, I present the Mountain View High School class of 2020. Graduates, this is the moment you've been waiting a while for. As you follow along in your program, guests, there are a number of graduates who were not able to join us today. We encourage you to watch the virtual ceremony next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. to see this special honoring of our graduates, as well as the additional segments of our typical ceremony that were not presented here today. Today, as we read the names of our graduates, each graduate will enter the stage from the right side of the stage, pick up their certificate, and have their photo taken at center stage, exiting on the left side of the stage. Graduates, we remind you that while you remain socially distanced, we will read your names in a manner that will allow you to be individually honored on stage. Please remove your face covering when you enter the stage and put it on when you exit the stage. The ushers will assist you. Our first graduate, accompanied by his mother, asks for your silence as he makes his way to the stage to receive honors. We ask that you honor him with silence at this time. Orion J. Lyons.
Ray David Edward Aceves. James Joseph Adams, Jr. Jaden Jeffrey Adfield. Trinity Ray Allen. Andrew Stephen Archuleta. Chloe Genevieve Archuleta. Ashley Ann Arthur. Jacob Ryan Alt. Laurel Cassie Ave. Anthony William Bartleson. Matthew Lee Bauman. Brenna Elizabeth Belk. Blake Hunter Bergerson. Luke J. Buchelman. Brianna Jean Bianco. Cassidy Jamie Bishop. Andrew Anthony Blanco. Heather Morgan Blunt. Aubrey Nicole Bolding. Carson Pennington Bowman. Sydney Rachel Bodrero. Joshua Blaine Brown. Megan Elizabeth Brown. Carson Michael Brushke. Kaliana Danae Burrell. Sophia Bell Bussey. Isabella Catherine Capuano. Naya Grace Chacon. Stephen Andrew Chacon. Justin Matthew Condon. Malachi Marquise Contreras. Eric Wu Cooper. Mason J. Culver. Unique Lena Emirette Cunningham. Gabriel Logan Daigle. Jaron Wallace Davis. Kylie Breck Davis. Kira Elizabeth Dean. Miguel Angel Diolis. Alexis Lee Diaz. Evelyn Adele Doherty. Jake Jeffrey Dudash. Carson Thomas Dumig. Harley Ann Duke.
Sean Levi Duncan. Austin Thomas Durkin. Adela Nicole Durant. Hayden Russell Durrett. Madison Lee Emsing. Edgar Arrivas Salinas. Irvin Saul Escudero. Devin Jack Evert. Autumn Rain Finney. Emma Rose Flarrell. Alicia Marie Flores. Micah Allen Floyd. Noah Randall Floyd. Elisha L. Caleb Garcia. Jessica Nellie Garner. Jordan Gregory Gilbert. Aaliyah Gomez. Mason Anthony Gamora. Dominic Michael Gonzalez. Janaya Gonzalez. Adriana Rose Gonzalez Cowan. No Emmanuel, no Dallin. Sarah Marie Gordon. Austin Michael Gromer. Eden Lenora Haddock. Andrew Robert Haley. Addison Miyake Hall. Nate Alexander Hansen. Luke Donald Hard. Jordan Lamar Harrison. Leilani Marie Hawks Merguido. Abigail Irene Herman. Isaiah Michael Hildebrand. Makia Nicole Joylyn Hildebrand. Tyler Michael Hutchison. Darius Antonia Jackson. Mark Aaron Jones. Caitlin Marie Kiesling. Grace Carolyn King. Lauren Aaron Jean Kingery. Hagen Spencer Kipsey. Tegan Mary Lane. Cody Eugene Lloyd.
Ayla Mercedes Lopez. Desiree Mora Lopez. Dominique Shea Lopez. Trenton Charles Lubiani. Mackenzie Lynn Mackin. Ruben Marquez Jr. Gavin Ray McWhorter. Madison Ashley Medina. Tanner Wayne Miller. Kendall Ray Millward. Robert Philip Morlang. Jonathan Bryant Mosier. Michaela Jade Mosier. Rylan Laura Neely. Cameron Elizabeth Nichols. Raya Harev Rakam Noble. Micah Adam Norton. Abigail Christine O'Donnell. Cleveland Everest Odd. Viley Marie Olson. Shelby Isabel Ann Olson. James Lee O'Valley. Alyssa Marie Owens. Tori Lynn Panone. JC Tate Paoli. Dylan John August Parker. Christy Ann Parnell. Megan Annette Peebles. Marshall Lee Peoples. Alexander Logan Pfeiffer. Trin Pham. Kerrigan Elise Phillips. Dominic Lee Piccone. Sadie Elizabeth Porter. Stephanie Renee Puckett. Sergio Quintana Ramirez. Elliot Ramos. Peyton James Ramsden. Kiana Cassandra Renshaw. Andres Miguel Renteria. Andrew Charles Robbins. Haley Jewel Robinson. Jennifer Christina Robinson. Alexa Marie Rodriguez.
Don, we're at the end. Gisele Montserrat Rodriguez. Destiny Rebecca Rodriguez Orozco. Marcella Jasmine Rodriguez Franco. Nicole Ann Rogers. Adam Richard Rojas. Zachary Thomas Rosen. Trinity Marie Rudd. Julia Orwin Rydeski. Alyssa Elise Sains. Alondra Samanigo. Jacob Anthony Sanchez. Victoria Paige Schultz. Darian Ray Sexton. Hannah Marie Shaver. Luke Joseph Shepard. Soraya Slater Shear. Lucas Donald Sears. Frankie Allen Simmons. Maximus Xavier Smith. Roman Gunnar Smith. Austin Jeremiah Snell. Lincoln Thomas Solis. Tevin Michael Soltero. Caitlin Ann Somerville. Alana Renee Spencer. Anasia Simone Spencer. Destiny Dell Stewart. Jenna Marie Stobie. Jessica Jane Studi. Chance Allen Sweat. Todd Whistler Swenson. Olivia Grace Tate. Shyla Lindsay Uhl. Micah Dale Vanderlacht. Hannah Christine Van Lanningham. Nellie Judith Vasquez Soto. Valentina Marie Vigil. Belen Naxca Villanueva Rangel. Colby Webster Vram. Daniel Todd Warner. Cambria Page Whitney. Philip Carlos Wilcox. Bailey Christine Williams. Callie Rachel Wilson. Logan Bruce Wind. Malachi Drake Fallur. Congratulations to the Mountain View High School class of 2020. We salute your dedication, your resilience, and your perseverance as you continue on the path to success. Graduates, please rise. The turning of the tassels from the right to the left marks the earning of a degree and moving on to the next stage of life. At this time, I invite our graduates to turn their tassels. Graduates, today we will march back out on the visitor side of the stadium. We ask that you maintain social distancing in accordance with health department guidelines. Wait for the ushers to dismiss you by rows. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present to you The Mountain View High School graduating class of 2020, class dismissed.